Hey Siri, set the timer for 10 minutes. Okay, start. Yeah, this is not my place, so there's no Google, so I use Siri. Yeah, and this is a Airbnb, which I found very nice and pretty. And the reason why I'm here is actually because I was looking to like purchase something in Australia as property, and then we came across this one. And apparently they have been using this space for Airbnb for a long time and it's very pretty. So I did a first inspection and I was like, okay, maybe I should stay for a night. Even if I'm not buying it, like it's kind of nice to experience and stay. Yeah, so here I am. This is how you can do a full inspection to just stay in the property for a night. Anyway, kind of just want to share how like I feel like the adulting process in Australia it's like so different. And I wanted to share this idea of like how adulting process is very different when you live in different places. Yeah. So for example, in Australia, like I think most people um get into like buying property at a very early stage because like it's kind of like a thing that people would just do here. It's good to own a property because the rest they just keep going up, and then the rent is crazy. So instead of just paying rent, let the money waste. Why not just pay that as mortgage? And then also like the tax is so high in Australia that people actually can get tax benefits from buying properties. And yeah, so like I think this is. And I think, okay, another thing is, I think the government really, really try to make people like be able to afford a property in Australia. So then, like, young people still have hope to get a property. Whereas in Taiwan, like, you don't really find young people want to buy any property, not apartment, not houses. And actually, you find the young people in Taiwan have so much spending power but only because they don't need to save up for a house. Like a lot of them don't even save up for a car because you don't need it. Like in Taiwan, house prices it's crazily high, and the island's so small, it's so dense that like you will buy like a very old apartment. It's small, and you still have to pay very high price. And honestly, like the wage in Taiwan is so low that people it's very unlikely to be able to afford a house or a property, an apartment. Yeah. So then like in Taiwan, if you have your adulting process in Taiwan, you don't really experience of like how to get a loan, how to build up credit, how to look for houses, how to do real estate. I think like the real estate becomes something that only rich people can do in Taiwan. Like I felt that's like the concept that most young people have. So even though if it might not be true, like you might still be able to afford one if you try. But then I think most people end up just rather spend money on travel and nice fine dining and stuff because it doesn't really make any meaning or value for them to get a house. Oh, another thing is I think people in Taiwan don't um most people don't want to get married or have kids. Or at least I think that on average the willingness is lower compared to Australia or in the US. So it kind of makes sense like people will just keep renting because they don't even want to have a place to like settle down. Yeah. And another thing, honestly, I don't think I can speak much for the US just because I don't, my adulting process only goes until like 22, which is not really adult. Like in the US, like I only studied university there. But I can still speak from my observation maybe, because I do have still many friends living in the US and bought a house, have kids or something. Yeah. And I felt like it might be like the people in the US would probably still want to own a place, buy a property, especially if they want to have kids. Like I think people still tend to like purchase something. But then I wouldn't say the urgency or the need is as big as in Australia because like still a lot of people like young people wouldn't want to get married or like they are single and they don't want to have kids. And I think for um this group of people, like they don't really find a need of like purchasing something unless they want to do it as an investment. But then in the US, you kind of get you can earn wealth so much faster, like by investing in something else, like stock or crypto or other stuff. Yeah, and or like you can do angel investment or something like that. So you have more options to do investment to grow wealth, which make like real estate like not the first option because definitely real estate takes more time, more commitment. It could get you more wealth, like if you do the right decision, but then most people is not confident to make the right decision. Yeah, and I think definitely like I think the public stock market definitely have more transparency and it's easier access. You don't need as much money upfront. So then like young people definitely can get into stock market. Can get into stock market much easier. Yeah. And I think that makes people have less willingness or like would do real estate much later unless they have a need. Yeah. Yeah. But that coming back to Australia because I think in Australia it's hard to invest in um, other things because the tax is so high. Like if you do stock, if you do other investment, the money you earn should still goes to tax, like mostly, like almost 50% will go to tax. So then in order to reduce tax, people like the best way to do it is through real estate. Yeah. And it's true. I think Australia definitely have a higher demand, like to have more houses, more living spaces. Yeah, like you can see it's flat. You don't see much high building. You don't see much skyscraper except that. So yeah, Australia has a big land, but they are not building fast enough to accommodate everyone. So or it takes much longer. Yeah, I heard that in general it takes maybe double, triple like amount of time to build the same thing in Australia compared to like the US or in Asia. Yeah. So just some quick thoughts I have about this. I don't even know if it's a adulting process, but it's like things that we encounter when we are going through adulting and living in different places give you different criteria, concerns, prospect, so people make different decisions. Cool. I think it's already 10 minutes. Oh, I said 1 minute. I think I talked enough. Um, what about I just do a tour? I can do a tour of this place. Yeah, I can show you this beautiful place. It actually has an electronic piano, which looks like a grand piano, but it's not. Yeah. Ooh. And then it has a very beautiful living room, and the bedroom is also very nice. You still see very nice view from here. Yeah, and then you can see through. It looks very spacious. Ah, yep. What else? And then I really like this hippo thing. It's not that practical, but it's very cute. The kitchen is also very modern. It has this Hermes themes overall with the color and stuff. Yeah. So that's it. I think that's 10 minutes. Bye bye. Oh yeah, and here's a teddy bear. Lazy, lonely teddy bear.